Kathy. Welcome to the Colorful Homeschooler Podcast, where we parlay on productivity, personality, passions, education, and theory. I'm a lover of Jesus, a wife of 20 years, and a homeschool mama of 4 special needs boys who keep me constantly active. I'm so glad you're here to join me. Pull up a chair. There's space for you at this table. Hi, y'all. Who had fun yesterday for Superbowl 59? Congratulations, Eagles fans. While I definitely feel at ill ease trying to expostulate on the game and say what I thought about each play, that is not for me at all, especially since I don't feel like the Chiefs showed up until there was only 6 minutes left in the game. Sorry, Mahomes. However, here I am, coming at you to discuss the entertainment. This is unscripted. This is just you and me chatting at a table. I thought that I would give you my top 10 ranking of the Super Bowl commercials. Commercials are so fun during the Super Bowl, and it's one of the main entertainment things that I enjoy doing throughout the year. I look forward to it. I watch all the lead up teasers for who was chosen and what stars are going to be in them. I like to kind of get the rundown of which ads are going to feature which products, but they still always surprise me, right? So before we start on the main belly of this podcast, which is the top 10 ranking of the commercials with 2 runners-up, I wanted to talk first about Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise. I thought the Brad Pitt intro was fantastic. I loved the unity theme. I thought it was amazing, some of the things he was saying. I loved that he talked about what it means to be American. And whoever wrote it, obviously not Brad Pitt, but whoever wrote it used the metaphor of the huddle as something to show American spirit, how it's all about bringing us together, and then it's about what we can achieve together, how there is, quote, power found in shared purpose, end quote. He brought up different things throughout our American history, like the I Have a Dream speech, the amazing excitement of Apollo 11 taking off and then landing on the moon, the Wright brothers flying, and then some of the more difficult things we've been through together recently, like Hurricane Helene and that devastation. To all my friends back on the East Coast, we were praying for you nonstop. And then the LA fires. To all my friends in LA, praying for you still. Then the 9/11 flag. I'm a New Yorker, my friends. That was a devastating time for my city. The Miracle Team of 1985. Holy cow, I've watched repeats. I've seen the Kurt Russell movie. Unbelievable. Women's suffrage. The Golden Spike. Connecting the 2 sides of our great nation. And ladies and gents, Golden Spike National Historical Monument is amazing. Visit if you can. It was one of our favorites on a trip a couple years ago. Then the Declaration of Independence, and of course the Great Ironworker picture where they're sitting atop the high-rise, way out on the edge of a piece of iron, eating their lunch. I come from a family of amazing ironworkers, and a bunch of the New York City skyline was built with some of my family on that iron, so ironworkers have a dear place in my heart. I thought Brad Pitt really set the stage, and it continued throughout the entire game. References to unity and to stopping all this division that we've now come to as a nation. Let's knock it off. Let's each of us do our part to come together. I loved it. And then Tom Cruise to welcome the game. I thought he was awesome. It was inspiring. It was exciting. It made me stand up and cheer, get excited, like it's time for the game to start. Welcome to Super Bowl 59. And he walks off in the shadowy stage. I thought it was great. I loved the references that he made. I loved how he set up the Eagles and the Chiefs and what was at stake for the game. I thought that was very exciting. It drew me in right away, so kudos to Tom Cruise. I think it's been a little rough, the things people have been saying about the way he looked. I thought he looked handsome, as usual, and I had no problems with anything about that intro. I thought it was a great way to start the game and get everything started. And then the musical numbers in the beginning. Whew, Lady Gaga. Man, she can sing. She can play. That woman is just a genius live. So well done, Lady Gaga. Thank you for sharing your gift with us before the Super Bowl. I am sure, of course, she was paid well, blah, 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 but she still had the talent and the ability to do what she did, and I thought it was amazing. And then Lauren Daigle and Trombone Shorty with that super jazzy God Bless America. So very New Orleans flavored. So I appreciated all of that as well. You got to talk about the earlier entertainment before we dive right into the goodies, to the commercials. We couldn't have gotten to those commercials without those few exciting things that I just talked about. So come along with me. Instagram post if you agree with my rankings. I will be posting them to Instagram in the order that I mentioned them today. So definitely let me know. Do you agree? Would you switch some of them? Would you add some that I left off? I really want to hear what y'all have to say. So speaking of these Super Bowl ads, this year, a 30-second spot cost an average of $8 million. That's right, $8 million. This is almost $1 million more than last year. That is a lot of money. And this is a 55% jump since 2019. So tell me, after I give my rankings, one of the things I want you to comment on is all this spending worth it? Are you seeing great ads? You tell me, what do you think? I was pretty satisfied with them this year, but what are your thoughts? Do you think that it was worth $8 million for a 30-second spot? Do you think they put enough money into the commercials to validate that expense? I don't know. What do you think? I say yes. I like to be entertained. So, my first runner-up, not on the top 10, would be Ram Trucks, Goldilocks, and the Three Trucks. I thought it was very clever. I found it kind of silly, but also very fun. And definitely showcase the different things that Ram is going to be offering. So as far as an actual ad, I thought it did a really good job. But I also thought it gave you a reason to keep watching, which is the main thing that I believe a Super Bowl ad should do. You shouldn't want to get up and go get your veggie platter or help yourself to some more beverages. You should want to sit and watch and not move until halftime. And my next runner-up was Uber Eats, A Century of Cravings. I loved the old football references, and it definitely brought me in, especially with McConaughey in his laid-back Southern drawl, telling us all of his ideas on why football is actually a wide conspiracy to make us all hungry. I thought that was hysterical. And then Jerry Rice sitting down and eating rice. And then finishing it off by saying, and they're playing it in a stadium named after a salad. I loved it. I thought it was very clever, very funny, play on words. My little teen, Shiloh, who is in love with puns right now, thought that was hysterical. Okay, number 10, Instacart. We are here. Oh, nostalgia. This was a nostalgia pick for me because I loved how it had all of the different brands and their mascots actually featured and running and trying to get to this person's house. I loved the Pillsbury Doughboy just booking his little white butt to try and be first in line. And then the Jolly Green Giant, the Old Spice guy, Kool-Aid. I just thought it was so fun seeing all the different mascots turned into these moving, running creations all in one commercial. Number 9. It's a serious pick. I thought the No Reason to Hate by the Foundation to Combat Anti-Semitism with Snoop was pretty powerful. I liked the fact that they were saying a lot of the reasons that come out when hatred rears its head. Because you look different, because you are different. I hate you because you don't do things the same as I do. None of those are good reasons to even dislike someone, let alone to hate. So I appreciated how they were presenting it, and then turned to the camera, breaking the fourth wall, and said, the reasons are as stupid as they sound. Powerful. So makes you think, and I appreciate that, even in my entertainment. Well, especially in my entertainment, I would say. So that was my 9th pick. I really did like that. And I have a couple serious picks on here. Number 8, Ray-Ban's Film This with Chris Pratt and Chris Hemsworth. This one was hysterical. When the head fell off, we all lost it. Because I can really picture that happening with some of my boys. Even though we consistently study art, I do feel sometimes that art gets a little silly. I thought the banana one, the second one, was quite clever as well. That's an $8 million banana. Like, a banana taped to a wall, for me, is not art. So I think it's really funny that Thor ate it. And then they were like, who eats art? But the film it when the head falls off and he's like, Alexa, who did he say? I don't even know. Alexa, don't film that. Very funny. Yeah, so lots of funny ones, lots of serious ones. Definitely a good smorgasbord of whatever you like to watch in your entertainment. So number 7 was Nike, So Win. And I gotta tell you, anything at this point that features Sha'Carri Richardson is gonna get a high score from me. That girl is my favorite Olympian at the moment. That woman can basically beat anyone. The dominance of the U.S. women's track and field at the Olympics was bonkers. And Sha'Carri Richardson's sidelong glance during that 4x100 meter relay was probably the coolest thing I've ever seen at the Olympics. In fact, after we watched the So Win Nike commercial, we actually went back and rewatched that 4x100 meter relay because of Sha'Carri Richardson. I mean, all of the women on the team are amazing, but man, that anchor leg when she just blew it out and of course took that tiny glance over her shoulder at who was close to the line. Was she going to be the winner? But that look on her face was like, oh yeah, America. I love it. So that's why I chose Nike to be my number 7. All right, number 6 was Jeep, Harrison Ford. I thought, again, well showcased the Jeep's offerings at this point, but also clever use of Harrison Ford's last name, of his cowboy personality, not just his cowboy persona in the movies, but also the way he's kind of lived hard and fast. He's lived his life like a cowboy. So the fact that he was chosen, I thought was really a wise move on Jeep's part, because Jeep is that rugged truck, and Harrison Ford definitely emulates that rugged persona. So very good casting. Well done in the filming, which was very Western, and I loved the little pun on his name in the end. So that was my number 6. Okay, so we're in top 5s, everyone. Do you agree so far? Disagree? Did I miss some of your favorites? Number 5 for me was The Ultra Hustle, Michelob Ultra, with Willem Dafoe and Catherine O'Hara. Could they have picked 2 more perfect actor and actress to play this role, this very diabolical, I'm out to get you and get what I want. I loved the whole, was it pickleball? I think it was pickleball. I'm not totally sure the difference between pickleball and other sports that you play with a paddle. I'm sorry, but the fact that they were in these like major championships and nobody took them seriously and they were beating the junk out of everybody, I'm all for it. Yes, let's see some Willem Dafoe kicking butt any day of the week. I'm into it. That guy, he's been in some major Oscar films lately. I mean, always, but lately he's been just really getting up there. Like, when's he getting his nomination, everyone? Come on. When's he going to actually win the award? He's so good. And Catherine O'Hara, wow, perfect. Okay, so that was my number 5. Number 4. Now, I have to say this one is a little personal because I love me some sloths. And I'm actually, of course, recording in a closet. Y'all know that's what podcasters do. And I have a game. I'm in my game closet right now because I didn't want to lug all my stuff upstairs like I always do. So I'm sitting on the floor in my game closet, and there's a game in front of me called Super Slow Sloths because I'm a huge sloth fan. In fact, when I went to Japan in 2023, I found out about this zoo. You can't really call it a zoo. It's like an indoor petting situation. I don't know what to call it. And I thought I was going to get to hold a sloth, and I was out of my mind psyched. I took a train by myself to get to this place, and all I got to do was, sit close to it, which was still kind of cool, but I didn't get to hold it, so I was a little bummed out. But Slow Monday with the sloths was awesome. My favorite part was when the sloth lifted his huge, long, hairy arm. Gosh, I love the way they look. To catch the Coors Light, and he didn't even come close to making it in time. So that totally made me laugh, cracked up. Yeah, I love seeing some sloths anytime, anywhere. So that was my number 4. Number 3. We're getting into the top 3 now. Drum roll, please. Lay's the Little Farmer. I thought this was adorable, tugged on my heartstrings, made me want to stop buying store-brand potato chips and start buying some Lay's again because it was all about the family farmer. The little girl buries her potato and grows a tiny little potato plant and then gets to put the potato back on the truck in order to become a Lay's potato chip. And then it shows this cascade of pictures of real family farms where Lay's gets their potatoes from. And y'all, this isn't a nutrition podcast today, so I don't even know if it's true, but I just thought it was so sweet. And I love that idea of the family farm because it's the backbone of America. It is the reason that we're all still here. And I love that. And celebrating that in this commercial was a real heartstring tugger for me. So that's why it came in at number 3. Okay, number 2 was my NFL Flag 50, showing this young girl going up against basically an 80s teen movie where everybody was all segregated into their cliques, and she is a football player, and she goes up against this really big football guy, totally shows him up, throws him for a loop, and then in the very end, she gets to the most amazing athletic prowess that we've been able to see in a commercial for quite a while. She jumps backwards doing the air split. She does this cool twirly thing on her knees to get underneath the young lady who's trying to grab her flag. And it was an ad to say, let's make flag football a varsity sport in all 50 states. And I am in it for that. These young ladies are so athletic and so strong and so amazing, and heck yes, they should have a varsity sport for flag football if that's what the young ladies need to be able to do and play football in the way that's comfortable for them. I say yes, and not because it's woke, but because it's needed. So I really liked that commercial. I thought her athletic ability totally pushed me over the edge. I thought it was great. It was almost my number one, but I couldn't neglect the tearful one. I cried. I actually had to get up and go to the restroom because I had to stop myself from entering a full weep fest. My son is graduating this year, as many of you know. So my top one was Google Pixel Dream Job. And this father is writing his resume again, preparing himself. Oh, I think it was the interview questions, preparing himself for an interview for his job, this job that he really wants. And as he's doing it, he's thinking of what he has done for the last 20 years or 18 years. And he's raised his daughter and brought her through. It showed pictures of all different times throughout his life with her, throughout their relationship. And finally, he drops her off at college. She comes back to hug him through the window. See, even now I'm crying. She comes back to hug him through the window, and all of a sudden it becomes his little girl again when she was like 4, hugging him from earlier in the commercial. And I mean, I homeschooled my boy. I still have 3 left at home, but he's graduating this year. So yeah, that one hit hard and I loved it. And it was sweet and poignant and reminds you that in the thick of it, man, it is so hard being a parent. But when you get to that end and you get to see the man or woman that your child has become, it really has the potential to make it all worth it. It's pretty awesome. So that's my top 10. Happy day after the Super Bowl. Woo! All right, I want to hear what you think. I want to hear, would you have them in the same order? How would you rank them? Did I miss any of your favorites? I'm sorry. I can't wait to hear what you all have to say about it. Colorful Homeschooler on Instagram, or you can email me at Kathy@colorfulhomeschooler.com. I'd love to hear what you have to say. So send them on, and regular episode will be out on Wednesday this week instead of Tuesday. I wanted to do this special episode, so you're getting 2 for the price of 1 this week with me. Oh, thank you so much for tuning in. Leave me 5 stars. A written review makes a huge difference in the algorithm, so please take a few minutes to do that and join me every Tuesday for fun, engaging episodes about being a parent, about being a homeschooler, about being a person in this current climate. Thank you so much, and remember, I believe in you.